Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah, we're live. You know. All right. Got a couple minutes till we kick this off, everybody. I'm on here a couple minutes early. And looking forward to hanging with you guys for a bit. Let me know if you can all hear me, see me, feel me, blah, blah, blah. And what's up, Wonks One? I guess that's who that is. Good to see you. Okay. Trev, what's up? Good to see you. All right. Like I said, we got a couple minutes. Sarah, what's up? Good to see you. All righty. Blah, blah, blah. Let's see. Just shutting a couple things off. Text and Roz. All right. Roberto, what's going on? Good to see you. Aaron, what's up, man? I'm going to add you. We're live right now, just so you know. Cool. Okay. Right. Aaron, you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, cool. How you doing?
Good, man. Good to see you. Nice hat.
Hey, thanks, man. I haven't wore the red one in a while.
Those are actually out of stock.
Are they?
Last
All right.
I checked, so I've got black on black.
There you go. Cool. DL Huff, what's up? Good to see you. All right, guys, we are at the top of the hour. Share in the chat, if you would, what you sold in the month of May. Always curious. How did May go? It's not over yet. Got a couple days left today. You still got time today to close a deal. You got all day tomorrow till midnight. There's some other stuff going till midnight tomorrow too. But anyway, take these off. Jose is here. We can get busy now. Aaron, what do you got? A little angled ceiling there with the flag on it?
Yes.
Yeah, nice.
Yep. I'm up in the crow's nest today.
There you go, man. Cool. Good stuff. All right, my friends. Man, nobody's following directions. Type in the chat box. What did you sell in the month of May so far? Type it in there. Do me a solid. 100K, says Karen. Great job. That's a nice month. Anyone else? Nobody else sold anything? DL, Jose. Oh, 10K in May, says DL. All right. 750K, says Rich. That is a nice month. Facebook user around 40. You had a nice sale the other day, didn't you, Aaron?
I did.
On Memorial Day, right?
Yeah. Busy on a holiday.
There you go. About 100K, says Richard.
It's good.
60K, Metacolo. What else? Making sure I'm not missing stuff. Trev at 35. How about Wonks One? What'd you sell? Sarah, what'd you sell? Roberto, what'd you sell? You guys already typed it in. Sorry. All right, there it is. 125 for Sarah. design on a 250K edition, master remodelers. Alex, I'll get to questions in a little while, so you might want to copy that and paste it when I open it up for questions. Verbal on a 98K interior update. Nice. 35 for Trev. All right, getting better. There we go. I like money. Money's good. Guys, if you're in Facebook and you want your name posted, you got to follow this StreamYard granting permissions thing that Roz just dropped in the chat box. StreamYard.com/Facebook to grant permisiones. Do you speak any languages, Aaron, other than Pig Latin and English?
No hablo español, señor.
All right. Guys, we got so much cool shit coming to the fight. It is everything in me to keep my mouth shut about what we're doing at Mile High this year. To kick off the event for an elite group of people, 20 to be exact, on the Tuesday, the 26th, I believe, and then Mile High Profit Summit kicks off officially on the 27th. So that's cool. Brian at 103K in May. That's a beautiful May. Nice job. Good job, Brian. Hope you're doing well. You got it, Rich. All right. So my purpose of this tonight. Whoops. So hold on. I got other things feeding here. So guys, tonight is all about a live Q&A on Battleground, how Battleground can help you to win bigger in your business. And over and over and over, people that come in, they follow the map that we have, they are winning. It's really that damn simple. And I'm happy to go over what that might look like if you have specific questions. So if you have a question about Battleground, go ahead and drop it. Go to thecontractorfight.com/AI to jump in and sign up. And guys, before we do that, I'm going to make an announcement here that I think is, oops, hold on. What did I do? Did I screw something up? I think I screwed something up, man. Hold on. Shit. God damn it. Doggone it. I hit the wrong button. All right, here we go.
Getting dizzy.
Yeah, you know me, man. Whatever. All right. So the in years past, people have asked me the question, do you guys offer a guarantee of some sort in Battleground? And in the past, my answer was, yeah, the guarantee is if you come in and do the work, you're going to win at a high level. It's that simple. And I stand by that. However, I decided, sorry, my dogs are barking. See what happens, Aaron? I get this ADD, man. It's like I'm on a roll and then a dog barks and then I make a hard left and then I get back on track here. So anyway, you guys are used to it. So, so in typical Tom fashion, I said, fuck it. I'm willing to have a guarantee. And because I know that when somebody follows the map, they put the work in, I'm confident in the fight team and what we deliver, the content we deliver, the coaching we deliver, the power of the community, the fanatical attention that you get. It's unlike any other program on planet Earth for a home improvement contractor. So my official announcement here for you guys is we're adding a 10x guarantee, okay, to the Battleground coaching program. We added it this morning. And basically it works like this. if you don't see a 10x return of your first 90-day investment, which is $1,885, if you don't see a 10x investment on that, which is 1885 times 10, that'd be $18,850 in value. We will personally work with you one-on-one until you have that value. Think about that for a minute. Now, to give perspective, you guys, if I'm the one ending up doing the calls, now our coaching in the past that we've done one-on-one, we really don't do one-on-one anymore. I only take a few one-on-one clients a year. But if you were to get one of our coaches on the coaching team, our one-on-one coaching starts at $18,000. Okay. And so when I do coaching packages with companies that are typically, doing in the millions of dollars of revenue, I go in and do a workshop. I'm there for, a day for $25,000 to $35,000. When I do one-on-one coaching with people, it is a 6-figure package for a year. It's over $100,000. All right. So we're so confident in the map that we give you that if you follow the map, you check those boxes, you have absolutely nothing to lose, because on the one side, if you follow the map and check the boxes, you're going to win at a higher level. Okay. And on the other side, if for some reason that you struggled and we're having an issue and you checked all the boxes and it wasn't working for you, you're going to get one of us to work with you for a period of time, a couple times a month, until you have the results that you're looking for.
It's huge.
Yeah, Aaron, it is huge. And nobody else does that either, just so y'all know. People might give a money back guarantee or some shit like that, but that doesn't get you the goal that you want. That doesn't get you the result that you first joined the program with. Okay. And guys, what I've usually found is when a contractor is struggling, and I'm going to get to questions here in a minute. When a contractor is struggling, it's one of two things. First, they don't have the right map. Okay. They just don't know what to do. They don't know what order to do them. They try to paint the walls before they frame the house, which doesn't make any sense. All right. On the other side, the other issue is they're just not doing the work. They're not consistent. They're not working hard. And my experience has been most of you are working your asses off. You have the wrong set of blueprints to build your business. So that's why I'm happy to announce this Battleground guarantee. Anna, what's up? Good to see you. I saw that you got into Battleground today. Congrats and welcome. We can't wait to help you. All right, so let me go back to these questions here. Richard, how can this Battleground help a 13-year electrical contractor doing $1 million in sales, currently running 5 to 7 guys? Well, Richard, I would start with that, and then Aaron, I'll let you add anything you want to this. My first question would be, I would need to know a little bit about your business. Okay, so if you're doing $1 million, what's your gross profit? Meaning you do a $10,000 job, what's it cost you to produce it? And minus the 10 grand, or 10 grand minus what it costs you to produce, that's your gross profit. Your gross profit is what you have left to pay overhead and have a net profit. So I would start with that. I would help you, and that's what we do inside of Battleground in the first month actually of Battleground. The map that you follow is we give you a map to really get confidence in your numbers, and we'll help you identify, do you have a pricing issue, a profit issue with that? Is your profit issue because you don't have enough leads? Is your sales closing rate in the dumps? Do you have a shit ton of leads, but you can't sell a job? Or maybe you're selling lots of jobs. Maybe your closing rate is too high. Okay. So, before I can fully answer your question, Richard, I would need to know, and I'll ask you right now, I see you're typing in the box here. So you got a 10 to 15% net. I think you're leaving 15% on the table there easily. Okay. I don't know what your gross is, but, I would venture to say that there's a lot of low-hanging fruit in your business. That's usually what I find when somebody comes into the group and they start following the map. They identify the low-hanging fruit and they get quick financial wins. Anything to add on that, Aaron?
I would just dig in a little bit more, just like you, Tom. You're more well-versed than I am on knowing the numbers better. I would want to know, hey, Richard, do you feel like you're maxed out right now? And if there's a inkling in your own spirit that we're not tipping the scale to our capacity right now, then what is it that's leading to that inclination? You're probably already thinking there is something more that we can do. And from personal experience, what I know is what I've gleaned from Battleground has helped me to not only meet what I personally feel, but it's enlarged and expanded my vision and my horizon for what's possible. Full stop.
There you go. Aaron, introduce yourself. I didn't introduce you. Who are you? What do you do?
My name's Aaron Harshaw. We are a full service home renovation firm based out of Northeast Kansas, and we're less than 5 years old. Going on a 2-year member of Battleground, and beginning in March of this year, joined the coaching team as Battleground's member champion.
Yeah, basically, he loves up on the group.
That's easy
and
to do.
And you also do some coaching and help people through situations and stuff as you're loving them up, man. And super important position here, obviously. So, let me go back to Richard. He says, thanks. And if we want to focus on a particular avenue of business. So following the map starts with Battleground 90. It's 90 days, the first 30 days, first month. So we're going 3-month increments here. First month is all about confidence in your numbers, making sure you truly understand what it costs you to be in business. I'm not even talking the field right now. I'm just talking what it costs you to be in business. We work with you on what to charge, how to pull certain data together so that you can get an accurate picture of the story that your numbers are telling you. Month 2 is all about selling unafraid. You might know your numbers, Richard. You might be charging the right amounts. You might have plenty of leads. The issue might be a sales process where you're not connecting with your prospects. You're making it about money, not about the things that are really important to them. And people just use money as an excuse. They go, oh, you're just too expensive. When the truth is they felt no connection. They didn't see the value. They didn't like you. Your tonality was off, whatever it might be. There's a number of different things. And month 3 in Battleground 90, and think of Battleground 90, you guys, as 90 days of onboarding for the program. It's the business basics. Month 3 is all about getting the right eyeballs, meaning what are the things that are right under your nose that don't cost a lot of money, if any money, for you to connect with your and attract your ideal clients. There's a lot of things when I coach people, I've done this for years. The first thing I start with marketing is the low-hanging fruit stuff beyond spending a shit ton of money on ads and all that other stuff. Okay. In fact, there's certain things I would say if you're not doing first, you have no business spending a lot of money on marketing until you're doing some of the basic things. If you have other questions, Richard, go ahead and ask. I would ask you a question if you're still here. Wave a magic wand over your business. You wake up tomorrow morning and it's fixed. What's fixed? You get one thing. If you guys are just jumping on, I've just asked Richard a question. I'm just waiting for him to type me an answer. An estimate or full-time to free me up? An estimator or full-time to free you up? Okay, so it sounds like you're are you mostly commercial or are you residential? Just curious before I give any thoughts on that. He is. There's always a delay on these things, guys. Sorry. Do. 70% residential, 30% commercial. Okay. So again, there's a lot of things when somebody's only at $1 million in revenue and they start telling me they need an estimator or a salesperson, that's usually a flare gun in the sky for me, lighting up the sky saying your sales process has issues. Your marketing has issues. meaning you don't have some things in place to attract and weed out the right and wrong prospects. So it's, and I don't know if you need to free your time up because you're also working in the field. See, there's so much context here, and guys, and this is what happens. Like when you come into Battleground, like, let me take the first month, I'll break it into 4 weeks. Every month is just like this. He's spending 90% of my day doing estimates and meeting with people. Yeah, that's the problem. See, right there, Aaron, I was kind of right. But every month is like this. The first week of the month, we tell you what trainings to go through. The second week of the month, you have this is a group coaching program, but you have a very small group coaching call with one of our coaches to go through what you learned the previous week and ask any questions and get coached. Third week, you do another module. Fourth week, you do another small group coaching call to go over all that other stuff. Then you move into the next month. Okay. So you get a lot of attention to work through your specific situations. It's not just some video or presentation and you can't ask questions. Richard, we also have every Tuesday open coaching calls where you can hop on, and I usually run those myself or Steve Schinholzer, and occasionally somebody else will pinch hit if we're traveling or whatever. But those open coaching calls literally work like this. Like I would go, who has a question? Somebody would go, I do. I would unmute them and they'd pop up on the screen like Aaron is here, and Aaron would go, here's the problem I'm having. I'm spending 90% of my time, blah, blah, blah. How do I get some of my time back? And we're going to pick that apart. We're going to ask you questions. We're going to understand the full context, because advice or coaching without understanding the context is bullshit, right? So it's, so anyway, yeah, Richard, hit the link, man. Get in. Let's help you. If you have more questions, I'm here, man. I'll be here for a while. Okay. I'm going to go back up to, there was a question. Alex, I'm just starting excavation business with a cat and a dump trailer, not busy. People seem to be afraid of my prices. Was following your advice to not go cheap. You got to build your brand, man. Your number one job, your new business is to shake hands, kiss babies, and meet people. People need to know you got to be in a networking group or two. You should be reaching out to, if you're an excavation business, then you need to know GCs. You need to know land developers. You need to know people like that and build relationships, man. And if you're just sitting back waiting for the phone to ring and hoping people are going to refer you, that's only going to get you so far, and you're going to have inconsistent volume work. And if you're slow right now, I know I ruffle a lot of feathers when I say this, Aaron, but if somebody's slow right now in the month of May, you got fucking big problems.
That's true.
Like you're not taking the building of your business, building of your brand, being a business person seriously. I'm not saying that's the case with you, Alex. I don't know when you started. There's a lot of context I don't know. I don't mean to make you feel like I'm picking on you, because I'm not, but I'm just telling you, based on the limited info I have right there, it's going to come down to filling your sales pipeline with a shit ton of opportunities. And the other side of that, you mentioned prices and they don't want to pay my prices. You don't know how to sell. You probably are really good at running that excavator, right? And you put a lot of hours into that and a lot of skill and training, certifications, and all that other stuff. You need to do the same thing as a salesperson. Okay. So I would encourage you to hit the link, jump in, and let's pour gas on this bitch so that you can make some money in 2023 yet. Or otherwise the year is going to go like that. Okay. It's going to fly by. You're going to wake up in November, December and not have any fucking money. So, all right. Next question. Christy. Guys, if you have questions about Battleground, throw them in here. That's why we're doing this tonight. It closes tomorrow night at 11:59 p.m. on the 31st of May. We are shutting it down. You can't get in. Okay? So get in. And the reason we do that is if we have too many people join, we can't roll the red carpet with fanatical attention the way we need to. That's why we open and close this thing a couple times a year, so that we make sure that we can give you our very best. All right. It's no different than you guys. If you know your sweet spot, you got 3 crews, you can run 3 jobs at a time, right? If you took on 5 jobs, that'd be a problem. The service would take a dip. All right. You'd make less money and your customers would be pissed off and it wouldn't be that great of an experience. All right. Christy, do you recommend, do specific recommendations on systems and how to use them to get the info on the numbers? So it sounds like you're looking for financial systems. Yeah, that's as simple as QuickBooks. Okay. You should have QuickBooks or a system like that in place in your business. It should be updated weekly. You should have a bookkeeper updating every transaction that goes in and out of the business on a regular basis. And speaking of that, we have Gina Malvestuto, who's been my personal bookkeeper for over 20 years now, going on 21 years. She is a financial coach inside of Battleground. You have access to her. All right. So you can tag her, Aaron, any of the other coaches, myself in the Battleground group and go, hey, Gina, I got a question about my chart of accounts. I got a question on how to pull this report. She also runs on a few times a year financial calls within the coaching sessions in Battleground on the numbers section stuff that we do, where you can hop on and literally pick her brain, ask questions and all that other stuff. So hopefully that answers your question. If I was off base, please rephrase it so I can understand it better.
And she's a genius, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
I've never thrown anything her way that she's not been able to dig a little deeper and find specifically the answer that I'm looking for. She's such an asset to the coaching staff that it's stupid.
That did it. Okay, Christy, thanks. And honestly, just hire Gina. Yeah. You know, because she's been with me for, like I said, almost 21 years. And guys, I'll tell you, even in my darkest times, financially as a business owner, I never got in trouble with the IRS. Okay. I can open up my bank app and we have a certain savings account that I look at it. And I know that's Gina taking a little bit of every deposit and putting it in there for taxes and for emergency funds and things like that. And she's on the ball. Other questions? How can I help you? How can Aaron help you? Don't be shy.
I'm in personal conversations with two people who are on the fence with Battleground right now. Both of them are working with their spouses. One of the spouses says, we don't need coaching. One of the spouses says, it's just too much money. And the bottom line is, you can't not afford to invest in your future when it comes to what's lacking currently. And ain't nobody, I don't care who you are, ain't nobody got everything perfectly in place at all given times at any one given moment. There's always something to improve upon. If you feel like you've arrived, you've listened to the wrong people. And with just over 24 hours proud of this thing closing, my personal take from somebody on the inside who started in debt before I joined Battleground is that when you are disciplined and determined to invest in implementation, it will 100% work. It can't not work. It's like putting gasoline in an engine. Mm-hmm. When you're on empty, that it doesn't matter how good your vehicle is, with no fuel, it absolutely will not go anywhere. You put 92 octane in the engine or in the gas tank, if everything else is working properly, it can't not work. That's my 2 cents. Don't wait. You're going to regret it.
Well, guys, turn on any sporting event. There's a coach.
Yeah.
Okay. A debate team has a coach. A chess team has a coach. Every top performing business person in the world has a coach or more. I have 2 coaches. Okay. So anyway,
yes, Ryan Richards, you can have a hug.
There you go.
Bring it to Denver.
So not Brian, who was it? Where is it? Trev. How do I get my dad to sign up for Battleground 90? That's a great question. I hear this one all the time, man, especially for people that have, I'm making an assumption here, Trev, that you're in partnership with your dad, that you work in the same business. Is that true? And sounds like you're like, yeah, we should do this. And your dad's going, no, we shouldn't do this. Okay. All I could tell you, I could just give you a couple of my thoughts. You can't make anyone do anything, right? First of all, they have to want to do it. And I find that if your pain isn't great enough, you won't take action. Or if your desire for your next level of success isn't great enough, you won't take action. Okay. Yeah. Partners 50-50. So I'm thinking of a couple people I know right now whose dads were against this and they signed up anyway and paid it out of their own pocket. They just said, I believe in this so much, I'm going to pay for it. And they struck a deal. They said, Dad, here's the deal. I'm going to do this and we're going to make more money. And when I prove that I'm going to work this process and do this stuff and help our business get better and more profitable, I want the business to pay me back what I invested in it. Okay. Yeah, it's tough, right, Aaron? We've seen that a lot of times when you get the old, like I'm 53. How old are you? 40 something? You're muted again.
Yep. Sorry. 51. Just turned 51 last week.
Yeah. So, I got 5 kids and my 2 boys are 23, and there's a lot of guys that are our age, Aaron, that have been in the trades a long time. We know what we're doing. There's a reason that there's a cliche that you can't teach an old dog new tricks. I would just ask those old dogs out there personally, how's it working for you? If you're winning on an incredibly high level where you got more money left than time and you've got a great pace of life, you're not living the same year over and over, trying to build a team, trying to make money, dealing with all the ups and downs of the business every year, like literally like, oh, hey, we're making money now and then we're broke in the winter and all that other shit. I would just look at the results and let that answer the question. And then you got to ask yourself, am I willing to be a little humble here and consider there might be a different way of doing business? So, Ryan, thanks for the love there. Ryan said, everyone on the fence about joining Battleground, you will not be disappointed. These coaches will do almost anything to help you get what you need to succeed. They are all world-class and know what they're talking about. Thanks, brother. You're also a great testament to following the map, not only in business, but in your personal life and your health and all that other stuff. What are you down, 100 pounds now or something like that? It was since Mile High last year, wasn't it, Aaron? Because I saw Ryan down at Strong Leader Live in Florida last month, and he was like a new guy.
Yeah, he used to be Big Ryan to me. Now he's Big Little Ryan to me.
That's right. Charles, I'm in a partnership. 113 pounds he lost. Fuck. And he ain't done yet.
Insane.
Anyway.
Insane.
All right, Charles, I'm in a partnership with a gentleman, and has that old school mentality where he says, pound the streets, get work. Well, the only issue is we have zero marketing, nothing, no website, etc. How do I deliver a speech, change his whole ways? All right, Charles, I have limited context, but I've run this race a few times. I would end the partnership. If you guys are not, and that goes for if you're in business with your dad or whatever, you guys. Okay, I'm not saying you don't love them. I'm not saying be a dick. I'm not saying don't be respectful for the work they've put in to build their brand and do their part. I have all the respect in the world for those guys. However, if you two are not total integrity and alignment of the vision of where you want to go, how you want to do business, what winning looks like, out in the future for you guys, then you have no business being in a partnership with each other. You really don't, because the right partnership is like 1 + 1 = 3. Okay. The wrong partnership is 1 + 1 = 0. All right. So, kind of like I said to Trev, I don't think this is a speech other than, have him start listening to my shit and get his head out of his ass, give him my book or something. But, I don't know. I don't know if Aaron has a better take on that, but again, I have limited context here. And I just, when somebody says, we don't have any marketing, no website, nothing like that, that says a couple things to me. Number one, you're not taking the business seriously, because if you don't have a website in 2023, you guys, All right. You are not a business. I don't care who the fuck you are, unless you're some private high society call girl service. And even then they have websites. But anyway, not that I would know, because I don't. But so first thing it says to me is you're not serious about business. So get the fuck out of business. All right. Second thing it says to me is if you don't have these things in place, it's like a flow chart. If I don't have these in place, is it because we don't have money, or I have money and I'm unwilling to invest in the business? Both are a problem. If you don't have money to invest in these things, then that says a lot about how you're selling, how you're pricing, how you're producing. Okay. And if you do have money and you're choosing not to invest it in being a real business, then I think you got to, like I said a minute ago, really check the relationship status here and consider moving on.
Yeah, tell me you're 100% right. When I see somebody who says we have zero marketing, nothing, no website, I have to wonder if all they're relying on is word of mouth to get their phone to ring. And word of mouth marketing is depending upon somebody else to tell your story for you or to get your name out. That's not a plan. That should be a plan C, backup to the backup, to just add some cherries on the top of what you're doing. And if there is no active marketing plan of educating your clientele, how in the wide world are you even staying in business if just living on hopium that your name is going to get out there from people passing it around? It just gives me the heebie-jeebies about how that business is even still in business.
Yeah. And you guys, a marketing plan isn't just websites and running ads and things like that. A marketing plan is you can generate more word of mouth by taking certain actions and having a strategy around that to attract and engage with your influencers, to attract and engage your past customer database. Okay. So I'm not saying like you got to go out and spend a lot of money and stuff, but for sure you got to have a website and this and that. I just asked Charles what he did. I was just curious what he's in. Do you have coach for couples? Anna. So Anna, inside the group, as you know, you can bring up to 4 members, and one of those being your spouse if they help in the business. And we just added a special call each month that is geared around people that are a couple and they're in business together. And so make sure you jump on those calls. There'll be some good stuff.
Diet.
Commercial GC is Charles. Okay. Yeah. So there's a lot of things you got to be doing, maybe when, and I respect your partner in a sense here saying, hey, we got to pound the pavement, pound the streets, get the work. I get that, but that can't be the only plan. Just like a hammer can't be your only tool. Right. So, when I coached football, I was mainly an offensive minded guy. Before I was head coach, I was an offensive coordinator. My goal was to attack the whole field. I wanted to run in the middle. I wanted to run on the outside. I wanted to throw deep, throw short, throw screens. I wanted to attack the 53 1/3 yards width of the field and however many yards were behind the defense. Okay. So, same thing with your marketing. It should be, your website should be the hub of everything you do. And then you got your influencers and your past customers and your email marketing and your job site marketing and relationship marketing and networking groups and ads and all these other things. Okay. Social media, blah, blah, blah. All right. Let me find some other questions here.
Hey, Tom, this is an excellent call. Out of respect for you, I'm going to turn my camera off. I've got a subcontractor in my office waiting to get paid. So I'm going to turn my camera off and my microphone off. Excellent, excellent program. And
you got it, brother.
I'm looking forward to seeing the new guys on the inside.
Thanks for your help for a little while here tonight, man. Have a good night. Okay. Yeah. Let me clarify. I used to say in monthly. Neil just weighed in. The couples calls that we talked about are each quarter. And, however, as Neil said here, just having both spouses in Battleground will get them on the same page, even without the new call. So even if we weren't doing that call, just being in the group would be solid for you guys. All right. Jessa, is the Mile High Profit Summit for members only? How is this summit different from others? Great question. So Mile High Profit Summit is for anyone who's a contractor. So you are welcome to come. You do not have to be a Battleground member to come. In fact, last year, a large percentage of our attendees were not Battleground members. Now, they ended up becoming Battleground members afterwards because they saw the power of the community. So how is this summit different? If there are people that have been there that want to type in the box how they feel it is different, I'll give my take. Obviously, I'm biased, but I believe it is the most authentic and relevant Heartsy event on the planet for contractors. One of the things that we do right out of the gate is every event, Jessa, has a theme to it. Most events that you go to, hey, it's a blah, blah, blah contractor event, and it's 2 or 3 days, and there's just a bunch of speakers, and there's no thread that runs between all the sessions. So this year, the theme is Sell Unafraid. So everything is about how to sell more, how to score more points on the board in sales, profit, all that stuff. And we're going to touch on every area of the business and how those areas can do that through breakouts, main stage talks, tons of networking, things like that. The depth of conversations there, and I'm giving feedback that I've heard from other, Ben Newman, who's my coach. All right. Ben is one of the top 50 speakers in the world. He works with the highest performing organizations in the world, like several multi-billion dollar construction companies and CEOs and financial firms and Alabama football, Kansas State, Michigan State, a bunch of NFL players, this and that. He will tell you that our event is off the charts in the way that the culture is there. It's different than any event he's ever been to because of the depth. It's not surfacey. There's a lot of humility there in the room. There's super high performers in the room, but nobody's walking in like at a lot of events, Jessa, going, hey, look at me. I got 10 trucks on the road and I'm a badass and you should all kiss my ass. All right. Those types of people typically don't come to our events. So, and I welcome any other of our members that might be on here, attendees in the past, to share, and Jessa can see what's in there. All right. DL Huff. I'm on my second company for website and SEO. No leads after a year with the first one. Now I'm going 9 months and only a couple leads so far, paying $400 a month for not much. Any advice? Yeah, you're not paying enough. $400 a month is nothing. I would question, and listen, there's a lot of context again here. You might not even be ready for SEO right now. There might be some other fundamental things to generate leads online that you're not doing. So my advice would be, give Agile and Company Chance Weber. I say Chance, it's spelled Chance, Chance, Chans Weber, Weber. And have a conversation, because they do a lot of SEO for contractors. Salty, that's a stupid question. Let's see, what else? Ryan, Mile High 22 changed my life. I learned a lot about working on the business. I learned everything about myself. Awesome. Calved polite, something like that. How much does it cost to get started in Battleground? Hit the link. Just go to the link. All the info's there. There's a quarterly option and there's an annual option. It averages to about $19 a day on the annual option. Yeah, Neil, great point. This is where Chance comes in. You might be whoever asked a question about SEO and $400 a month, depending on the market that you're in. Glad you brought this up, Neil. If you're in a highly competitive market, so for instance, just say it's $400, spending $400 in Boston, you ain't going to get shit, or a major city. Spending $400 in Cedar Rapids, Iowa might be enough. So that could play too, depending on what the competition looks like. All right. Russell Gay, what's up? I'm paying for sales training from an electrical business coach. It's expensive, and I feel like a lot of the tactics are way too unnatural. The script is just not me. I'm an electrician. Any advice? Join Battleground. I will say this. I will say this with as much confidence as I can, because I'll tell you why. I'm not one of the main sales trainers in Battleground. Okay. In fact, out of everybody on our coaching team, I'm the worst salesperson. By far, I am the worst salesperson. And shit, many of our black belt members are way better salespeople than me. Okay. So let me just get that out of the way, you guys. So I know I own the company and all this other stuff, and I'm certainly biased, but I will tell you, there is not another sales training program on the planet for a home improvement contractor. All right. Like what we teach in Battleground. We teach how to connect with another human being in a way that is off the charts. And what I mean by that is it's not all about scripts. Okay. Who has Russell? It's not all about scripts. There are word tracks that you train to use and we give you and you make them your own, but it's really about understanding the spirit of the conversation, pulling information out of people, and talking about some key elements that will help, and asking certain questions that get them to connect with you on an emotional level. And that's where I think a lot of other, things fall short. He just said, is all sales training so corny, not so scripted? Yeah, ours is. It's not corny at all. In fact, we teach you, we say it's sales training, but we really teach you how to communicate, because what you learn in that will help you communicate better with your spouse, your kids, your team, your neighbor, your prospects, all based on that stuff. Cool. You're welcome. You're welcome. Thanks for dropping the link. Okay. Christy, you already talked about the first 90. Looking for general feel for the rest of the year. All right. So give me a second here, because I have it all written down here. You just got to give me a minute. I got to pull it up. All right. Okay. So I can't see my screen or the screen of what we're on right now, because I pulled something else up. But so here's how it works. I'm going to start from the beginning with Battleground 90, just in case other people don't know. When you sign up for Battleground, you start what's called Battleground 90. All right. This is a 90-day onboarding course. It's designed to get you quick wins to running a successful business. All right. Meaning it's designed to help you win financially as fast as possible. Many of our members have their first financial wins within a few days, even weeks, couple weeks, most, a month or less. Okay. I'll just tell you that right out the gate, and they'll tell you that too, because I polled the group and that's what they told me. During these 90 days, there's a mix of modules that we have you go through that are short. Okay. And then every other week, for a total of 6, there's a total of 6 small group coaching calls where you are on there with a coach to go over what you're learning on those modules. And the whole focus is just to give you that attention that you need to ask questions, really dial in your unique situation. Then you graduate Battleground 90 and you move into the general population, if you want to call it that. Now, from day 1 of Battleground 90, okay, you have access to everything else. So it's not like you can't do the other calls in each month. Okay. I just want to be clear on that. We just recommend that you follow that map to a T. All right. The general calendar in Battleground consists of every weekday, unless there's a United States holiday, like yesterday was Memorial Day, so we didn't do it. Every weekday, there's a live sales training role play called a Go-Gay, where you role play, you come on live, and there are a bunch of people on there, and hey, who wants to role play? And you role play with a coach. 2 members will role play a situation with each other. The coach will coach on the fly. He'll come at timeout and go, hey, your tonality sounded aggressive here. This is blah, 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 or this was accusatory, or blah, blah, blah. Okay, you get the point. So you get live coaching just like that. There are weekly open coaching calls, where whatever issue you're having in your business, systems, leadership, money, sales, marketing, operations. You bring your questions, and we pretty much stay on until all the questions are done. The call's scheduled for an hour. I don't think I've ever finished in under 90 minutes. Okay. Then there are what we call monthly bucket calls, and we call them bucket calls. It's just an internal thing, but it's like you have these buckets of business that you have to learn, right? The first bucket call of the month is mindset. And this could be dealing with your financial head trash, self-worth issues, things like that. Making sure that you're showing up the most confident self that you can in all that you do. The second bucket call is confidence in numbers. So this is a deeper dive, and we'll get into things like job costing or our contractor revenue map workbook, which you have access to in our downloads. Gina, our bookkeeping coach, who I shared earlier, she might run a call of how to read your chart of accounts or how to make sense of your P&L or your balance sheet. And then with all these bucket calls, you can also ask questions. Okay. The third bucket call is a sales call called Sell Unafraid, where there's an element of sales training on that call as well. So what's that? 1, 2, 3. The fourth one is getting eyeballs. Okay. Where it's about marketing. All right. And one of our coaches will run that call of what they're doing, or, it could be anything from how to identify and attract your ideal client to this is how I do my email marketing that brings me, an average of $30,000 a month in revenue or whatever it might be. There's a monthly sales dojo training call where Derek Johnson, one of our sales coaches, he actually goes live with a real customer and implements the sales process that we teach, so you guys can see it in action. And then he gets off the call and he debriefs it with you guys and answers any questions. There's a monthly after hours call that Tim Catroni, one of our coaches, runs. That's kind of a happy hour, if you want to call it. It's at nighttime, and you can bring your spouse and your favorite cocktail and you shoot the shit, ask any questions. It's turned into open coaching. It's turned into, this is how I balance the rhythm of my life with my spouse and my business and my 10 grandkids or whatever it might be. There are quarterly and annual strategic planning calls. All right. So guys, if you don't have a strategic plan in place, it's hurting you. I'll just leave it at that for time's sake. We just added the quarterly couples calls called dyad. A dyad is something that's consisting of two things, like a mother-daughter dyad, DYAD. So we call it the dyad call. That's where, how do you be in business together, right, as a couple? Because there are certain challenges to that. And then on occasion, we do bonus calls and trainings in each month, or in certain months. When we see a problem that's coming up, there might be I think it was last week, one of our coaches did a whole thing on how to work with subcontractors and actually make money. Okay. Anthony Abbott ran that call. He does, what did he do? 3.4 million last year at a 50% gross profit while subbing everything out. That means he's doubling all his subs prices, guys. And he went over how he does that, how he sells it, how he sets his value high to his prospects, how he attracts and recruits and retains his subcontractor teams. And he went deep into that. In the month of June, we have 5 special training calls on AI, how to use AI as a contractor to make more money and be more efficient and productive. The membership also includes all the video training courses we have, like Shinfu Sales Training, Marketing Bootcamp Foundations, our Fight Night replays that we used to do, Know Your Numbers, obviously Battleground 90, which you guys can go through Battleground 90 as many times as you want because there's a lot of good stuff in there. You get access to all the hundreds of calls and replays that we have, downloadable handouts, resources. There's a private members podcast that you can throw the earbuds in if you're driving or working. And then I would say the strength of this whole thing, in addition to all that, which is a shit ton, you'd have to agree, is you get the ability to lean on a crazy strong community of contractors who are winning at a high level, and the fanatical attention of myself and the entire Fight coaching team. So that's kind of the overview there. Now I pull my thing back up and look at all the chats to say, we can't hear you or something. Lindsay just said, one of our members sold a job a few weeks ago because the homeowner said they were the only contractor that understood what the homeowner wanted, not what the contractor wanted for the homeowner. Bingo. That's one of the ways that the sales process is different, Russell. Is there any trade specific help? Yeah. You tag a coach. There's a pinned post in the Facebook group. Hey, here's Micah Miller. He's a landscape contractor. Here's so-and-so. He's a GC. These are our coaching team. You could tag them, ask those questions, get trade specific help on open coaching, all that stuff. Let's see. James White. If you are just starting out, would you suggest going through the fundamentals course, the foundations course before Battleground? It would depend on where you're at in your business. I mean, and how fast you want to move. You know, the Battleground starts in the first 90 days with foundations. Excuse me. And that's what we have you go through. The difference is you're going to get coached to go as you go through it versus having to figure it out on your own. So if you want to move faster, I would just skip it and get into Battleground because, you know, if you follow the map, you're going to make money. When you go give a quote, do you get the money before any talking or at the end of the conversation? And this isn't about Joel. This is not, if it sounds like you're talking about paid consultations. Yeah, that's too big of a question to answer now because people do it differently. Because the goal is not to get paid for the consultation. The goal is to go get a deposit check and get on the schedule. Facebook user, been doing Battleground 90 for 1 week and already seeing a difference personally. Great family aspect. Thank you, whoever said that. Neil answered the tree services program. Yeah, we've had a number of tree service people through the years in and out. I think one might have just joined not too long ago, actually. All right, other questions? Let me scroll up in case I missed something. Anna, it's on the calendar. Just look at the Battleground calendar that you have in the membership site or in the Facebook group, and it's all right there. It tells you what the topics are. Can you talk about the first 90 days? General feel the rest of the year. I just did that. I did that. Other questions? Guys, as I shared earlier, maybe you weren't here. I just put it in the chat box again. A lot of people don't know because we just added this. But there's also a guarantee. You literally don't have a fucking thing to lose. Nobody else does this. Nobody else can say this. All right. It's a 10x guarantee. All right. So you can read it in the comments there. But if you follow the map, if you do and there's conditions, and read the terms and conditions when you sign up for this. Okay. We don't run from that. We will do our part. If you do your part and you don't see a 10x return, then we're going to work with you one-on-one until you get the results that you joined for. Okay. So there's truly nothing to lose because either you're going to win or you're going to win. You're going to win or you're going to win. It's like if I'm an 8th grade basketball coach and I can recruit Shaquille O'Neal to be on my team, we're going to win or we're going to win. Okay. I don't know why I said Shaq because I'm more of a Michael Jordan guy, but anyway. Yeah, Neil just said it. Battleground 90 is a combination of foundation, Shinfu, and marketing boot camp, all rolled into the first 90 days with coaching, access to the team. See, he's our copywriter. He does all our writing and stuff, so he said it better than I did. Other questions? Damn, you guys are quiet today. My question for you is, why aren't you in yet? Seriously. Why aren't you in? I know why. I've been doing this long enough, guys, with enough people through the years to know why they don't invest in themselves like this. Can I tell you the truth on it? You guys want to hear the truth, or you want me to just shut up? Because I'm just going to fill time here for a little while longer because I'm here to answer questions. Charles, welcome to Battleground. Just popped up. Glad to see you here. All right. So Joseph wants to hear it. What's up, Joe? Speaking of winners, Joe's been in this thing like 5 years, guys. Ask him what he thinks. There's a reason he stays too, right? Because we keep fucking getting better and he keeps getting results. All right. So here's why you're not in yet. Why you haven't made the investment of a whopping $19 a day into yourself and your future and your business. You don't trust yourself. It's that simple. You don't trust yourself because you are holding on to the past stories that you've lived in your life that tell you you're not going to put in the time. I don't have the time. I don't have the money. You got all this other baggage and this head trash, and you're unwilling to bet on you. I'm sure I could say this better, but nothing of this is scripted, guys. You would just get me authentically here. I have coached and helped so many people, and our team has coached and helped so many people that when somebody is hesitant, because they look logically, that emotionally, they're like, yeah, I need this. Logically, they look and they go, this is fucking an amazing value. Then the holdup 100% of the time is you simply don't trust yourself. You're unwilling to take a chance on yourself and prove that you have what it takes to live and perform and experience a new level of life, a new level of business, a new level of income. You don't trust yourself, or maybe you don't think you're worthy. But I'm here to tell you, all right, you don't even have to trust yourself right now. As crazy as it sounds, trust the map. Trust the process. Trust the power of the group. Trust the fanatical coaching of the group. All you need to do is make a commitment to go, okay, I'm going to join. And then whatever it tells me to do on day one, I'm just going to fucking do it. Even if it doesn't make sense to me, I'm just going to do it. And then guess what you do the second day? The same thing. And the third and the 50th and the 400th. Okay. And by the 400th, probably by the 30th day, you're going to be like, fuck, man. I'm a baller. I'm winning at a level I've never won before. Guys, Mira joined our program. Okay. She was a handy woman in Tucson, Arizona. We did a little meetup in Phoenix or Scottsdale back in, I think, in February or something, because I was January, last week of January. We did a little meetup and she drove up for the meetup to meet me and hang out with some other people. All right. Mira was a handy woman, had a ton of head trash around money, had a ton of head trash around being able to sell at certain prices, was trying to do all the work with herself with a helper. She was doing nice work, but she could never make bigger money. Guys, with it, she just posted in the group the other day a screenshot of the final check that she got. She produced a project that was $50,000, which was the biggest project she's ever sold in her life. And she sold it within like a month of being in Battleground. Okay. And she shared her job costing and the picture of the final check that she got. Guys, her gross profit on this $50,000 project was a little over $26,000, like a 51% gross profit. Okay. Oops, hold on. I just screwed something up. All right. So yeah, as Neil said, Mira's a badass. Okay. Because she came in and she trusted the process. Okay. All right. So Roz, you said Tim is waiting to get in. He's not showing here for me. I don't see him. Just so you know, he's not in the stream, so I can't add him. And I don't know where the background went either, because I hit a button. Yeah, Russell, get in there, man. Okay. We close it tomorrow night. Not sure when we're opening it up again. All right. So whatever you're paying in that other sales training program, we'll help you make that back in a few months. You said it was expensive. I don't know what expensive means, but expensive to me would be like $100,000 or something, which isn't really that expensive, but whatever. All right. Thank you, Service Industry Empire, for the kind words. Other questions? What do you got? Don't be bashful. You're welcome. Saul, we have a primarily commercial masonry company that I would like to grow into. Cool. Get after it. That was a statement. So would it make sense for us to join? There you go. Yeah, I know we got some masonry people in the group. We've had several through the years. Guys, the trade that you do is really irrelevant. There are certain concepts of business and success and mindset and pricing and profit and leadership that transcend every industry. Okay. What we do is we take those things and we make them applicable to you, and you apply them to your specific situation. So Saul, get in, man. All right. Again, I'll post the guarantee again, because a lot of people are jumping on late, but I just put it in the box. You follow the map, you do your part, you check the boxes, and you don't get a 10x return at the end of 90 days. We coach you until you do. Yeah, Will Gadd, you guys, is one of the Masons, and he's absolutely crushing it. He's over in the UK. There's Timmy. What's up, my man?
Hey, what's going on, brother?
Just bragging about you about 20 minutes ago. Yeah, we were talking about your after hours nights.
Oh, yeah, that was incredible.
Yeah. So, guys, it's Tim Catroni, one of our coaches in the fight. How was your day?
I've been putting fires out today, Tom.
Putting fires out?
Yeah.
Anyone else putting out fires today?
But Tom, what it did do is I ended up going for a walk with my granddaughter at 3 this afternoon for about an hour, which was it was well worth it. So I have the freedom to do that. And it felt good. And I see people driving home to their families, and I'm still out on my walk. I love it.
There you go, man. There you go. So guys, Tim's one of our coaches. If you have a question you want Tim to answer instead of me, go for it. I'm just fielding questions as they come here, my man. So, let's see. All right. So, Tim, let me ask you this question. Somebody asked a question earlier about Mile High. They said, how is Mile High different than other events? What would you say? Tim loves it when I put him on the spot. So
yeah, it's okay. I would say it's like going to look at your buddies playing in the garage compared to seeing Metallica live.
I love it. I love it. Or it's like seeing Metallica in the garage with a few of your buddies.
That's even better. Yeah, I love that. Yeah. Tom, I guess for me, I know, and I'm not an attendee, but I'm there and I'm an attendee. I go to bed, man. I am freaking tired. Seriously, because there's so much knowledge and shit coming out, and the conversations you're having in the hall. It's like I feel like I'm drained. It's just I give everything, and the stuff that comes into you. It's like, I don't know. I can't imagine not going to one.
Yeah, I'm you saying that go ahead. I cut you off.
No, it's all right, dude. People are in on this thing, and you guys have been there. I mean, what are your thoughts on it? I mean, I have my ideas, but yeah, Tom, I'm sorry. Go ahead, brother.
That's all right. Well, one of the things that you said reminded me when you said you're totally spent and wiped out at the end of each day, which is a good thing. It reminded me of last year, you guys, Steve Shinholzer, he's, what would you say, like the elder statesman of the group, right? He's retired. He still works here and helps out in Battleground and comes to events and speaks. And you guys, we had 30 attendees or whatever it was last year. Steve had a conversation over 3 days with every single one of them. Just think about that. What other event do you go to where that happens? Okay. We're one of the speakers, one of the main guys, one of the coaches. All right. He would go up to somebody, go, hey, I don't think I've had a conversation with you yet. My name's Steve. What's your name? He would have a conversation. And that was some of the best feedback we got from attendees, was they loved just their access. Okay. So, all right. Otis has a question. If I'm hiring and don't have systems to train, should I hire an older person with experience? What are the pros and cons if he's an old contractor too? I need help and strike out with greenhorns and cost. Okay. Well, Otis, it depends, right? Like most questions, there's context. Maybe you're a shitty leader. Maybe you're a great leader. Maybe you're a shitty trainer. Maybe you're a great trainer that hasn't sat down and actually put it on paper and created a training system and training process. So there's a lot of things I don't know. What I will tell you, pros and cons. The cons of hiring somebody with experience, let me back up. The cons of hiring somebody with experience who doesn't share the same values as you share is going to be a problem, or could potentially be a problem. They're not willing to learn things new. They're going to want to do things their own way. They're stubborn, all that other shit. Also, somebody with experience, they're coming to you with whatever habits they've picked up through the years from other companies. So I'm not saying this is always bad. The people that, in my experience, and Tim, maybe you can answer this. My experience with hiring experienced people was the best ones with experience, the ones that worked for us and stuck it out, came from our current employees. They were friends of theirs, referrals of theirs, cousins of theirs, whatever. And then aside from that, our best success with hiring people was hiring people that were totally green, that had the character that we wanted, and we hired for character and values and those things, and they bought into our vision and where we wanted to go, and they were hungry to grow and learn, and they did really well. So I know that's a lot, but that's how I answer that question. So,
the one thing, I'm looking at with Otis, I'm kind of digesting what you wrote down, and he said he's looking to maybe hire an older person with experience. And Tom, it's really hard for me to give any advice on that without questions. You know that. It's like, what kind of experience is this guy going to bring that's going to make you better at what you do? Anybody can hit a nail, right, with a hammer, and if that's what you want, then you don't need an old guy to do that. You can get a monkey to do that. Yeah. But you think this older person is going to come with the experience of having process to train other people? I don't know so the question is not complete. What do you need him to do? Sometimes older people come with bad habits, but I don't know what kind of habits you need him to have. Yeah. I would say draw that out. What's important to you to bring somebody in? It comes in that, to have what seat is what on your bus, to know what that seat is called and what the purpose of that person is and what qualities are, and then hire the person for that seat.
Well, and I'm reading the first sentence of his question again. If I'm hiring and don't have systems to train, should I hire an older person with experience? That's making the assumption that if you hire someone with experience, you don't have to train them, and that's false. Everybody needs training, you guys. Okay. We got people and just take role plays in the sale in Battleground, right? Right, Tim? It's like, you got people that done 400 or 500 role plays that still train and still get training from us. So,
yeah. So there it is right there. Otis is saying that was perfect. He didn't share he wants to come in and help me grow. So maybe he's just a laborer, whatever you want, man. But know what that seed is before you bring somebody in. So they don't have that. We call that mutual mystification. I'm hiring you to help me grow my company. And this guy just wants to knock some nails in wood. It's like, wrong guy.
All right, Chris, can I jump into role-playing totally raw, dogging it to see where I suck? Or should I get some Shinfu for foundation? Well, I know you just joined. You're in the program. Follow the Battleground 90 map. I would recommend that. You're more than welcome to jump on the Agoge calls. And I would just, go look at the sales training videos first so you kind of have an idea. But you're more than welcome. You have access to that as well. Other questions? Questions. How can we help you?
Oh shit, Tim! I'm looking back at that post you made. The big news.
Yeah.
10x guarantee. That's insane.
It is. But we know it works if you work it. So, question about Battleground. Jenny Murphy, what's up? My husband and I just completed the foundations program. What can we expect from the program that's different in the first 30 days? You get actual coaching around what you went through in foundations. A lot of people have a lot of questions. There's confusion. A lot of people get stuck up on the break-even stuff or job costing. So you actually have access to one of the coaches in a small, very small group call where you'll get one-on-one time for your specific situation, Jenny, which really helps those lessons sink home more with you and your husband. Great question. Other questions? Come on, guys, make me work. Make me work. What do you got? Get your butt in Battleground. It closes tomorrow night at 11:59 p.m., May 31st. Questions about Battleground? Oh man, I got to do my outside workout yet, and I think it's pouring outside. That sucks, man.
You know, Tom, there's people sitting on the fence and they're going to be watching this right now, and they're not bold enough to ask the question. That's kind of frustrating to me. And look, if you guys don't know who I am, I'm the guy that waited a year longer than Derek Johnson to implement the process. And I would say, you know, he's well on his way to being retired way before I will ever be independently wealthy. But that 1 year just didn't set me back, and 1 year of revenue, it's compounding. So whenever Derek reaches his goal, it'll take me at least 5 years to catch up to him because I waited 1 year. So if you guys are thinking about, hey, next time Tom opens the door to Battleground, I'll jump in. You're going to be like me, like an idiot. I waited too long. I mean, I still jumped on board and made a difference. I'm still way better than I was, but not as good as Derek. So I'm forever chasing that guy, nipping at his heels every step of the way. So there's got to be some question that why, you know, Tim, what was it that you heard? What was it that you did? What changed? What made you decide? And anybody knows who Steve Shinholzer is. You know, I met Steve before Steve was Steve, kind of thing.
Yep.
And I just how do you say it? Disregarded him as he wasn't genuine, and I was wrong. I misjudged him.
Yeah, Steve's a little in your face.
Yeah, I thought he was full of crap, and he wasn't. He was like shit. He was a real deal, and that's yeah. You know, and we're at the last event we were at, Tom, and you know, I sat next to Steve at dinner, and I leaned on him. I said, "Hey, dude, thank you," because I mean, if I just he didn't wait for me. You know, he kind of gave me the medicine as I needed it, and when I was ready to make a move, he was there for me.
So, Tim, Chris has a question for you. Did you wait to join or wait to implement?
Dude, back in the beginning, it was like, no, I was already implementing little pieces I heard. Did I wait to join or did I wait to implement? Wow, that's I got to think about that question. Did I wait to join? It was at the same time, I think, Chris. It was new. This was like brand new back in the heyday, right? Steve was saying we can charge these numbers, you know, charge 50%. And I was like, what the frick? And I thought the guy was honestly, guys, I thought the guy was a crook. I'm sorry. You know, I love Steve. Steve could have been the closest to the truth. And he just loved me, and he just loves have people to be successful. And he said, you deserve to have nice things. You deserve to put your kids in college, grandkids in college. You deserve to have nice things. You put your neck on the line every freaking day for people. And I just didn't drink the Kool-Aid. I thought he was just a phony. It's like, I'll never get 50%, never. And no other person in the pond industry was doing it at the time. Nobody. And I set the standard for people around me. People followed what I was doing. People in my area, once they saw I could charge the numbers I was.
You know, Tim, if I recall, you finally got fed up and you joined to prove us wrong.
Yeah, I think a lot of people do that.
You're like, quit bothering me about this, and I'm just going to join to show you it won't work for me. So,
Yeah, I thought I was in the sales game my whole life. I knew how to sell. I did. I thought I was great at sales, but no, I wasn't. Dude, I was just a total phony.
I remember that. That's funny. All right. So, Stucco superstars. How important is leveraging personal or business credit to make money moves to scale the business? I don't have all the context, but I'm going to play the averages here, Stucco. Again, I don't know your situation. I don't know anything about it, but I've coached thousands of people through the years. And I will tell you that if you are looking to leverage personal or business credit at certain stages in your business, that is the worst thing you can do. It's telling me that you're trying to get credit to scale a turd. One of the beautiful things about the trades, especially a business that's under 20 million bucks. Okay. You guys, you get the opportunity to use OPM. Anyone but Neil or any of our coaches or members, don't share it if you know it. What's OPM stand for, you guys? Type it in the box. Bert, you're welcome. Glad you're here. What is OPM? There you go, Christy. Other people's money. When you are priced right and you're operating with a great experience, you know how to sell and connect and attract the right clients, you guys, you don't need credit to scale the business. In fact, I think I'm going to be doing probably a training in Battleground on this in the next quarter at some point. I don't know. I'm still working around how I'm going to do it. I'm thinking out loud. But a lot of you guys use the word scale, okay, when what you really mean is grow. Okay, there's a difference between growing a business and scaling a business. All right. And most of you that ask the question, again, Stucco, I'm not like pointing the finger at you here or anything, because I don't know your whole situation, so don't take it the wrong way. But when you ask, how I want to do this to scale my business, I think what you really mean is you want to grow your business. Okay. And I highly doubt anyone on this call is ready to scale. I think scale is a terrible word. It really is. Okay. And then I'm going to follow it up with this before I would answer your question, because number one, Stucco, I don't have all the information. What do you want to scale? Let's just use the word scale that I hate. I'll play the game. What do you want to scale? Revenue? Profit? Headaches? Chaos? Time off? Trucks? Okay. So usually when people say, I want to scale my business, what they mean is I want to make more money. Okay. And making more money isn't just about growing the top line revenue. It's making sure you're plugging the leaks and taking care of all the low hanging fruit. Like if you're not selling your work at least a 50% gross profit, don't try to grow an unprofitable business. Now, some would say that's profitable. I'm just using that as a benchmark because that's where we're at. If most contractors would get to a 50% or better gross profit, their lives would change. Okay. Then when you get to the point where you can't keep up with lead flow, you have too many leads to handle, then you sell your work at a 60 or 65% gross profit. And so you're scaling your bank account without scaling your working hours and the chaos and having to, having that feeling of, oh my God, I got to bring on a salesperson or two and whatever it is. Okay. Guys, I will tell you 100% of the time in the last 10 years, every single person I've coached, I've done a ton of one-on-one, ton of group workshops, all this other stuff. So I have a pretty big pool here to draw my conclusion from. 100% of the companies that I have a conversation with, when they say, I need to hire a sales guy, when we start breaking down the math and the numbers and dig into the context of their business, they do not need a salesperson. Okay. They don't need one. Brian Martin, painting contractor on the East Coast, personally, multi-million-dollar painting company, personally handles 1,200 leads a year by himself using our process. By himself. And he teaches his team to upsell. And he kills it. Okay? He kills it. Because when you hire a salesperson, I know I'm going on a tangent here because I'm waiting for other questions. I'm going on a tangent here. But when you hire a salesperson, what are you going to do? Are you going to give that salesperson all the leads that you've been taking? Then what? I guarantee they're not going to sell as good as you are, initially at least. Okay? So, and then you're not growing. Now you're just paying the money you keep on commissions and God forbid salary for your salesperson. All right? So, and you got to, but then if you're going to keep your leads and generate more leads for the other person, your marketing plan better be in place and your strategy. And do not hire a salesperson that can't make at least $100,000 a year in commissions, because then they're not a good salesperson. I don't want a salesperson that doesn't want to make more money than me. Okay. And by the way, you want your salespeople to make more money than you, because that means you have a business that runs without you. Okay. All right. He says, I guess setting up payment plans where the homeowners finance all parts of the project. I'm honestly great at sales, but once I get the job, I don't have the people I trust to fulfill the work. Okay. Well, listen, I know there are people that, you should make it easy for people to buy from you. Number one, that's a rule. Make it easy for people to buy. So you should accept credit cards. If it makes sense to offer financing and all that other shit, great. Okay. But it shouldn't be you financing the job. Shouldn't be you taking on debt to grow the business and things like that. So, let's pop quiz for all those who followed the fight for a while. Whose job is it to find the money?
I don't see him on the screen. I don't see him.
Yeah. Whose job is it to find the money to do the project? I'll wait. Last call for questions here, guys.
Hey, Jenny back there a couple of minutes back had a question about her husband.
All right. Yeah. It's the customer, you guys. It's the client. It's their job to find the money. Now, we can make it easy for them, but it's their job to figure out how they're going to pay for it. And if you're running in, if you're attracting a lot of people that are asking about financing, you probably are not attracting the ideal clients. Okay. I want people to just stroke a check when the job is done. Okay. Here it is. We're done. Here's the down payment. Here's the project. How they get the money is not my fucking problem. Okay. So anyway, all right. Jenny's question. Oh, that's right. Thanks, Tim. I did see that. Go over the format. My husband's on the fence. I just joined his company. I was laid off. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to share my screen here for a minute. Give me a second. And show you guys something. Let's see. Where is it? Present. Share screen. All right. Tim, you see my screen?
I do, sir.
All right, cool. So guys, here's a little graphic that Lindsay made. This is awesome. So I think it's Jenny. This should answer your question. You sign up for Battleground. You start Battleground 90. Month 1, you develop a healthy money mindset, gain control of your numbers, and work for profit. Properly job cost at 50% gross profit. Month 1 is all about confidence in numbers. Then you move over to month 2, Battleground 90, which is all about selling unafraid. Implement a relationship-focused pre-qualification sales approach, bracket projects appropriately, learn when and how to implement a consultation fee. And there are modules that you go through in these first 3 months. Okay. And in between the modules, you get small group coaching calls and get individualized help on those to implement and learn the things that you're learning in those modules. Month 3, you learn how to make your phone ring on demand, capture eyeballs through the social media challenge that we have, build and utilize an influencer base, and some other strategies that we teach there to capitalize on relationships that you already have so that you have plenty of leads of the right people. Then you graduate Battleground 90, then you go into the main Battleground group. Before you do that, you schedule a one-on-one call with one of the coaches to plan your next steps and just, talk about your strategy going forward. And then, like I said earlier, once I did a whole recap on this, you might have to rewind earlier because I went through all of this earlier, Jenny, in depth. But part of what you get in Battleground is quarterly and annual strategic planning calls, like helping you really look at, okay, that's where I want to go out in the future. And what's that going to require of me this next 90 days, this third quarter coming up? Okay. And what do I need to accomplish in this third quarter? You break that down into weekly tasks and things like that you have to implement. And as long as you're chipping away, you know that you're focused on those things that you have control over each day. It's going to move you closer to that big vision that you have. So hopefully that answers your question. Russell, what kind of average revenue increase % is seen from Battleground memberships? We actually track more of the profit and personal income because revenue is a vanity metric, but I appreciate the heart of your question. I can tell you, I'm thinking of Anthony right now, who joined the year before he joined, he did 300 grand. And after 1 year, he did 2.7 million at a 50% gross profit. And then the next year he did 3.4. So it's not uncommon for somebody to double their profit in a year. Tim, we've had people, you see it because people post shit in the group all the time and we take screenshots and share them from time to time. But like, it's not uncommon for somebody to go, shit, I've been in Battleground for 4 months now and I've done more revenue than I did all of last year in these 4 months. Okay. And we encourage people to track their numbers and stuff like that, but we're more concerned with the profit, you guys, the quality of life, the time worked, making sure that the juice is worth the squeeze that you're putting it in. Yeah. Great question, man.
Yeah.
Facebook user Russell, I immediately started at higher numbers after joining, never knew any different.
Yeah, that's a good point, Tom. He never knew any different.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't know it was okay to charge the numbers.
Yeah.
No customer is going to tell you it's okay to charge you more. It's just not going to happen. I don't care how much they love Jesus. They're not going to tell you it's okay to charge me more.
That's right. I love it.
Yeah, that's a good point right there. Lindsay said, because Bob Turner and his partner are working through it. The guy that works for him, Ryan, and also, so your husband, if you and your husband earn together, that's even better because you guys are rowing in the same direction and learning the same thing together. Yeah, beautiful. Tom, I could say that, people say about the average revenue, what people do. And I can say with honesty that if somebody joins a group and does the BG90 and does exactly what we're saying, I just can't see what could possibly go wrong, except that they give up or they stop believing in themselves. I know, I went kicking and screaming along the way, but I've seen if you just talk about revenue, right? Revenue does have a reflection on what I make for money because I know I'm charging my numbers, but I'm like making mile markers on a piece of paper, kind of figuring where I went. And I remember at 30,000 a year to 90 to 300 to 600 to 900 and then jump to 1.4, just like that, exactly like that. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, I can't freaking think. I remember I was so excited I had 30,000 in the bank. I was sending Steve a screenshot at 30,000 in the bank. I'm like, that was a big shot. It's like, what? So incremental.
Yep. Let's see. Other questions, you guys? All right, let me ask you guys a question since you have any questions. If you're not in Battleground right now, just do me a solid, okay? Because there's no pressure. It's just our job to make sure that it's here. It's open for another little more than 24 hours. And you do what you want with it, okay? I personally, obviously, think it's the best thing you could do for your business right now. Even if you're winning right now, it's the best thing you can do because there's a new level of winning for you. But that being said, my question to you is type it in the box for me. Based on what we've shared, questions we've answered, is there any reason this wouldn't work for you right now? Is there any reason this wouldn't work for you right now? It's just a yes or no question.
If you were asked this question, Tom, when you were building your business and somebody offered you a way of doing things, what do you think that one thing would be for you? The reason why it wouldn't work?
Well, I touched on it earlier before you hopped on. I said that I found that the number of people I've coached and had conversations with over the last more than a decade, that, and this was the case for me when I dragged my feet hiring my first coach, was I didn't trust myself to do the work. I didn't trust myself. That's why people don't start an eating plan or commit to 75 hard or something like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't trust myself to follow through and do it. And so I think, and what I shared you guys earlier was, the funny thing about this is you don't even have to trust yourself. Trust the process. Trust the map that we give you. Follow the map. And 2, 3, 4 weeks into it, you're going to have all the confidence in the world, and you're going to realize, okay, now I can start trusting myself, because you're going to have a history behind you of following the map and checking the boxes. So just trust the process. So y'all offer,
Tom, I was talking to somebody, and they were talking about creating a budget for yourself to live on, saying, if I'm going to go out for meals, I'm going to spend this much, or whatever you're going to have for gifts given, or whatever categories are for a budget. And the person had said to me that I don't like living like that. I used to live like that when I didn't have money. And it was like as if they were being constrained, as that they had to live on a lower level of life, but not looking at the big picture. If you save now, if you we create the patterns for success now, so you have something later, it gives you the freedom you want. And when people, I feel, come into the group and they start these programs, they're going to say, man, I'm going to be locked into this way of thinking. And I'm not going to have the freedom to do things my way. But by constraining yourself and doing something that's uncomfortable that you've never done before, it gives you that freedom. For being uncomfortable for a little bit, it gives you all this freedom. And I think people are afraid to feel like they're not in control. For me, I hate giving up control, and that might have been my hang-up.
That makes sense. So here's something interesting Bert put in here. I think this program would be phenomenal to found my company on, but starting out, the money won't be there initially. I'm reading the book and taking notes. All right, here's what you do, Bert. You work the pricing into your price. You work the cost of the program into your pricing, and it's paid for. See, when you start a business, you create a budget. This is what I'm going to spend on a truck payment. This is what I'm going to spend on yard signs. This is what I spend on this. You just work in what the cost of the program is. All right. So let's just say your truck sign, say your overhead, Bert, is 10 grand a month, and that includes paying you a little bit. Okay. 10 grand a month. And you divide 10 grand by 50%, 0.50, you got to bring in 20 grand a month to break even on 10 grand. Well, then you go, hey, I'm going to do this thing. And it's, $10,000. The quarterly membership is $18.85. And that's not a month, but it's just the first month. So now my overhead that month is this. I divide it by 50%. You just got to do 23 grand in sales, and it's paid for. It's done. And we teach you how to sell and get more leads and price your work properly. So, guys, every business should start that way, by the way. You create a budget. You go, these are the non-negotiables. These are the things that we have to pay for. Okay? And like I shared earlier, coaching is one of those things. If I didn't believe that, I wouldn't run a coaching company.
Yeah, Bert, it's a tool. It's a freaking hammer. It's a saw. It's a necessary thing. The books I read, I mean, think about this, guys. Even the books I read, I don't pay for. The company pays for it. It has to. It's to my education to make me a better assassin when I'm on the phone, and make me a better person to help members of our group. It makes me better. It's an expense. A paintbrush is the same thing. If you want to go on a diet, you want to hire a health coach. If you want to build a business, you buy a business coach. If you want to know about finances, you hire an advisor. You can't do this alone. It's just too difficult, and it's lonely out there for contractors. I'm a contractor. I can't imagine not having somebody to lean on and call. Right?
Mm-hmm.
This can't be done.
Here's another angle, Bert. You know, if the average employee, say it's you, works 2,000 hours in the field a year, the cost of the program for the year, if you went annual, is $69.70. You divide that by 2,000, you got to raise your hourly rate by about $3.40 something cents an hour, and it's paid for. Okay, it's $19 a day. You're going to save that in fucking gas when you're not running around all the wrong prospects.
You think the customer would be mad if they saw another $19 in the bill for a day's work?
Yeah.
If they are,
you got the wrong. If they are, you got the wrong customer.
Yeah. $19.
So anyway, I'm not trying to twist your arm, Bert. I get it. You do what you want to do. I'm just trying to tell you that when, guys, we all find a way for the shit that's important to us. Okay. We all find a way to make the shit happen that are really important to us. Okay. I mean, shit, Bill Walkenfuss had he was on my podcast. We had this conversation. He had 37 cents in his account. He went and got a credit card. He got some lame ass credit card to put his initial membership fee on, joined the program. And within like 14 months, 15, 16 months, somewhere in there, he's doing 1.8 million a year, you guys. Okay. And he had 37 cents.
And he's from Maine.
And he's one of those weirdos. So, yeah, Lindsay, great point. Lindsay's our program manager. She said, have we touched on the fact that our coaches are battle tested? Guys, everyone that's coaching you has either built and sold an extremely successful business, or they're running currently an extremely successful business in the contracting construction industry. This is not like we're hiring some retired guy from some insurance company who's a business coach here. Okay. Who has no idea what it's like to have to meet payroll and all that other shit. Okay. So they're living. I mean, what was the first thing you said, Tim, when you jumped on this call? I said, how was your day? You said, I was putting out fires.
Yeah.
Okay. Cause he's living it like you guys are. He's just winning at a higher level. That's all. Okay. Cause he's chosen to get uncomfortable. He's chosen to put in the work and be consistent. And he keeps showing up. And now he's a value to thousands of people, hundreds of thousands of people. Guys, you get Tim on a fucking coaching call, God bless you.
Yeah.
You get any of these guys on a call. You got James Miller, who paid off $1 million worth of debt in 3 years, and more than five or whatever X'd his personal income in that same time period. And he didn't do that much more revenue, by the way, because he had so many different profit leaks in place and inefficiencies, and he was selling at the wrong prices. Bert, you're welcome. Have a great night. Welcome to Battleground, Ubaldo. Good to see you here, man.
You're welcome.
All right, guys, I got another couple minutes. I got 4 minutes on my clock here, and then we're going to wrap this up. So if you got a question, ask it now. Otherwise, I think we've covered this. We've given you everything you need. Now it's just on you. Either, shit or get off the pot, right? Go all in, or just take it off your radar right now. Because it should be a hell yes. Seriously. Like, fuck yeah, man. Let's go. But if you got to talk yourself into it, then you're not, and what I mean is, if you're like, I don't know where I'm going to find the money, that's not talking yourself into it. That's just solving a fucking problem. Money's there. You're just choosing it to spend it in other ways. Okay. Which is fine if you want to do that. But the decision is an instant. It's a hell yeah, or it's a no. And I'm okay with a no, but I do know the people that come in and they go all out, they follow the map, they're going to win at a high level. And I'm going to be posting their screenshots in a few weeks. Last call for questions. I'd like to drag this on for another hour so I don't have to go out and work out in the rain right now. So I got to do my vest walk. Nothing like a 60-pound vest march in the pouring sleeting, icy rain in my face in Colorado. All right. So it looks like it's been a minute. No other questions have come in. Told you guys I was going to wait. All right, we got 1 more minute. No, 2 more minutes. Sorry. So we could have 2 minutes of silence, or we can answer a couple questions. So that's all I got. La la la.
Holy crap. So people, you're going to work with people if you can't get them to that investment. That's incredible. One-on-one until you do.
Mm-hmm. All right. 1 more minute. You're welcome, Otis. Get your ass on the group, buddy. Let's go.
We'll leave the lights on for you, brother.
Until 11:59 tomorrow night.
Then the light's going out. Not even a bug light.
Oh, man. That's funny.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. All right. Well, guys, I appreciate you taking the time here to hang with us. Tim, thanks so much for joining us. It was awesome to shoot the shit with you for a bit here. Yeah. And you guys that have joined here tonight, we'll see you in there. Look forward to helping you. Those that have not yet jumped in, you got till 11:59 on the 31st in your time zone, which is tomorrow. And then it goes away. So that's all I got.
Hope to see more of you guys over there.
There you go, man. All right, everybody. Have a great night. And we'll catch you next time. I'm out.